All right, good morning. I have another order here that I'm processing for HMH. This is actually a test order because it's something I ran into the other day and I felt like it was important to demonstrate. And that has to do with the name of the bookstore within Edelweiss and OMM. And this is mostly important for multi-store, but you'll run into the same error if you use the incorrect name. When I look at Paragraphs bookstore, everywhere on Edelweiss, it's set up, and this is OMM, everywhere it's set up is Paragraphs bookstore. So my assumption was that's the name of the store in Edelweiss. This lives in the customer list. There's now an Edelweiss name spot. And so what my belief was, it was Paragraphs bookstore. This is a correction, so don't look at that. When you create an order, it would drop in this here, which would then populate the column on the spreadsheet. So when I export this to OMM, this is just a test, but printed OMM today's date, and there's our test file that went into the order confirmations folder. If we bounce back over to get back over to Edelweiss here, grab the right page. Oops, where did it go? So if we go to import this on OMM, this is Paragraphs bookstore, select it, import from a file. This is going to be Paragraphs bookstore. Once again, that's what it's named everywhere that I can find. This is test order. We're going to go into the order confirmations and find that test 1, 2, 3, 4 and bring it in and do import. Should be everything set. However, blam, no items were imported because the quantity column does not exist. That is because we misnamed the name of that column to be Paragraphs bookstore, when in fact, for some reason, it's actually just Paragraphs. It's kind of nice that they at least tell you what your error is here. So I'm going to say OK. The first thing that I would do is go back over to the customer list and correct it. So Paragraphs is in fact correct. I would also correct it on the order so that that's just, plugged in correctly should you need to go back and reference it. Then if we go back over here to Edelweiss, we will need to re-import it, but rather than exporting and re-importing, we can just go into the file that we've created in the order confirmation. So here's the Paragraphs order, and you'll notice it's a seemingly simple spreadsheet here, and here's the column that can be named either quantity for a single store or the name of the store for a multi-store. But in this case, the correct name in Edelweiss is Paragraphs. So we're going to just change that column name and save it. Click out of here. And if we bounce back over to Edelweiss, we're going to say, okay, that error occurred. This is still what we're doing. So Paragraphs bookstore, it's a test order. We're going to go back and reselect this file, test it this time, import. It says that it brought in the quantities. And this is another thing that I find occasionally is the order will go in and then it won't show up. So here's Paragraphs bookstore. It said that it imported the line items. It's not showing up here. What I have found that if you synchronize, oftentimes it will put it back in. And the inconsistency is what flusters me a little bit, because in some cases it shows up, in some cases it doesn't. There we go. Once I resynchronize, there's my test order once again. 21 units, $308. I always like to just double check. 21 units, $308. So that's all perfect, exactly what we needed it to be. I'm not going to submit this order because it's not a live order, but just wanted to demonstrate that renaming that column to be the actual name. The other place that you can find this information is if you go and look. This is just an old order that I have in this one's already been submitted in Edelweiss Plus. You'll notice that when you do the export preview, when it pulls up this little column, there's the store name. And once again, paragraphs is the name of the store. That's not the way it's named anywhere else in the system. So proceed with caution. Now to delete this test one, I'm going to select all, delete, blow away all those line items. Now this is an empty order. That order will continue to live in your OMM, but at least there's no line items. There's no risk of submitting anything. I hope that this was helpful. Have a good day.